Happy Wednesday. So, have you ever had the icy? Have you ever had an icy before? So this one is a little put in the freezer, so it's not but it's again happy Wednesday. All right, do y'all want to play some trivia? Let me see who comes on. Some trivia. We started our own trivia game too. I need to. Again, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We started off our YouTube channel playing trivia cards, so trivia games. So let me know if you want to play trivia. Alright, so we're still live. So if you want to play trivia, some trivia, let me know. So we have trivia. Alright, so what is the smallest mammal in the world? What is the smallest mammal in the world? So we're playing wild and wacky animals. This is trivia, wild and wacky animals. So the question is, what is the smallest mammal in the world? What is the smallest mammal in the world? What is the smallest mammal in the world? Is it a bumblebat, American shaw, mouse lemur, or African mouse? What is the smallest mammal in the world? A bumblebee, American shaw, a mouse lemur, or an African mouse? What is the smallest mammal in the world? So we are doing trivia tonight. What is the smallest mammal in the world? It is a bumblebee bat. A bumblebee bat. All right. Here's another question. What is the species what is the only species where the male gives birth? What is the only species where the male gives birth? Platypus, penguin, seahorse, or otter? Hi. Yep. Hello. What is the only species where the male gives birth? Where is the only species? Hello. Again. Hi. Hello. Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. I like this dream. Thank you. So the question is, what is the only male species where the what is the only species where the male gives birth? What is the this is wild and wacky animals. What is the species? What is the only male species where males give birth? Thank you for liking. Y'all ready for the answer? What is the only species where the male gives birth? All right, the answer is seahorse. The answer is seahorse. Those are the only male species, the only species where the male gives birth. I didn't know that. All right, we're playing trivia. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready for the next one? All right. All right, let's play Disney. Let me move a little bit into the camera. All right, let's move into the camera. All right, so this is Disney trivia. All right, so I'm going to ask a series of questions based off these four characters. All right, I'm going to go over them. And all right, so A is Luca from Luca. B is Ursula from The Little Mermaid. D is Dash from The Incredibles. And C is Spot from The Good Dinosaur. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to ask some questions. So A is Luca. B is Ursula. C is going to be Spot. And D is going to be Dash. All right. So the first question. Which one of these characters can run on water? Which one of these characters can run on water? Which one of these characters can run on water? And this is our drink of the day. All right. You say Dash, Luca, all right. And that's what you're going with, Luca. All right. So the answer they have on here is D dash. It's D dash. The Incredibles. All right. Here's the second question. Which two of these characters transform from sea creatures to humans? Which two characters on here transform from sea creature to human? Which two characters on here transform from human to from sea creature to human? Luca, one of them, yep. All right, so yes, you're right. It is A and B, Ursula and Luca. All right. The number three. Which three characters are not befriended by a dinosaur? This one should be easy. Which three characters are not befriended by a dinosaur? Which three characters are not befriended by a dinosaur? So, yes, you're right. It is Ursula, Luca, and Dash. All right? Which one of these characters has eels named Flotsam and Jessima? Flotsam, which one of these characters has eels named? That's pretty easy. Which one of these characters has eels? Which one of you said which one? Yeah, that's right, Ursula. All right. Let's play another Disney one. All right, let's play another Disney one. All right, so this is characters from Disney movies. A is going to be Captain Hook from Peter Pan. B is going to be Jack Sparrow. C is going to be from Moana. And D is going to be Jack Frost. D is going to be Jack Frost from Santa Claus 3. Alright? Which one of these characters does not speak? Which one of these characters does not speak? Which one of these characters does not speak? You said which one? You and Moana. Which one of these characters does not speak? We already gave the answer. It was C, from Moana. Which two of these characters are named Jack? Which two of these characters are named Jack? Which two of these characters are named Jack? Okay, I'll be on here probably for another 10 minutes. Which which of these characters, two characters are named Jack? Which two characters are named Jack? So we're playing trivia. Hi. Which two of these characters are named Jack? Which two of these characters are named Jack? A is Captain Hook, B is Jack Sparrow, C is Moana, and D is Jack Frost. Again, happy Wednesday. Again, if you're just joining me, welcome to Eats and Travels. We were playing some trivia games. So we were playing some trivia games. So this one is called Riddle Me This, Riddle Me This. All right, so here's your riddle. I go all around the world but never leave the corner. What am I? I go all across the world but never around the corner. What am I? I go all across the world but never leave the corner. What am I? So we have all of these trivia cards. So this one is Riddle Me This. I go all around the world but never leave the corner. What am I? I go all around the world but never leave the corner. What am I? Riddle me this. I go all around the world but never leave the corner. What am I? Here's the riddle me this. So I go all around the world but never leave the corner. What am I? Hi. Hi. You missed the live, so do something. All right. Hold on one second. Alright, so if you're just joining, go and watch the replay of the video. So this one we are playing trivia. So we're playing trivia again. Welcome to Eats and Travels. I give peace, love, and blessings. See y'all later.